If you're looking to up your Facebook ad game and actually get off that Ferris wheel of ups and downs with your business and your leads and your follow-up and your closings and your deals that you're getting, this is going to be the call that you're going to want to be on. We're going to go through a lot of good stuff today and get you on the right track to start closing more business.
That sounds really good. Can't wait to hear how we're going to share all the success that agents have had. And even including me, I'm running some really awesome, like just listed open house ads and getting tremendous leads and having
Yeah.
lots of conversations. So this is perfect.
You just had lunch with the lead today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, multiple conversations, filled up pipeline coming down the pipe. So with that, I didn't even really pay attention when Gordon's last message from 2 weeks ago that within like 8 to 10 weeks of starting,
Yeah.
$2.5 million either closed or in contract, and quite a bit more coming down the pipe. So for everyone here, at the end, I'm going to make an offer for a small group opportunity for about 5 people. So if you think that might be something you're interested in, make sure you hang out till the end. We're going to walk through everything. Whoever was on the call last night, you heard me talk about that client that emailed me, right? You remember we talked about that?
Totally.
Yeah. Hey, I did a video ad. Hey, I did some other ad. I did this ad over here to these custom audiences. I'm like, dude, you don't have any core, right? You're just randomly throwing out all these random ads and
thinking they're going to stick.
Well, so he emailed me last night before I responded this morning. And he goes, hey, I finally watched those videos of yours. And I logged into his account. He had a great ad up on, I believe it was his listing or borrowed. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's like 7 leads coming in. It's like $2.20. And I'm like, dude, just keep doing this, right? Just keep doing this. The key is going to be keeping a small eye on it, nothing major, and consistency. And then obviously the follow-up. A lot of people like to do the running the ads, but they don't like doing the follow-up.
Right.
You got to do both. You can't do one and not the other, right? They definitely both go together. And Yee's going to share some of the follow-up that she's been doing and how she's doing it. We'll talk about Gordon, of course. And again, if you're interested in the idea of a small group where we're going to maybe thinking a 3-month commitment, I'll lay out some general expectations of the small group. And then if you're interested, I want to do for a small group what we did for Gordon, what we're doing for Yee. And to that point, I thought I would just log into Gordon's account real quick and just do a checkup, because this is something that you want to do every day, right? You want to log into your account. Now, I do for the accounts I manage, I do this a couple of times a day just because I want to see the particulars and everything. One of the things I noticed in Yee, when we get to yours, we'll talk about it. But 5.8 leads a day on average that you both are generating. Remember last night I was doing some calculations and you saw that 5.88 on my phone. You asked me, you go, what
was that number? Yeah.
I did the same for you today, and you're at 5.8.
Yeah, 6 leads per day. Okay, good. Because I'm like, there's so much to follow up. So
well, it's like you don't want to have too little, because 1, 2, 3 leads a day, that's not enough to get conversations going. That's not enough to get that mental part of your brain to go, this is serious. But at the same time, I don't have a scarcity of leads, because once you start doing it, you realize, oh my God, tomorrow probably 5 or 6 leads are going to come in, and you start getting confidence in, oh wow, every day 5 or 6 or 7 leads are coming in. And then you kind of take a breath and you go, okay, I don't have to overthink this too much, because even as I'm learning to get better at follow-up, even as I'm learning to get a little bit more consistent with my follow-up, you're going to be able to put that to practice right away. You're going to have more and more conversations. And I think you'll talk a little bit later about how you can only get good at
If you
follow-up
practice
by
a
doing
lot. Yeah.
follow-up.
Yeah. You just do it in real time, and then every day you do it, just do not skip a beat. No matter
Yeah,
how tired you are, you just have to do follow-up. Pick the time frame you're gonna do it every day and do
yeah.
it. Don't even overthink it. Like, the
Well,
worst case, they just tell you to F off, and that's fine because then you can get rid of that lead off your system. You don't have to worry about following up with them again,
yeah,
which is great. But
yeah,
if they don't say to F off, that's a good thing.
right.
And I keep telling people, don't forget the leads you are getting from these Facebook ads. These people have clicked 3 different forms to get to the photos. So they have great intentions, right? You know the intention is there.
Yeah, and that is so true. When you think about it, let me bring an ad up because sometimes you may not think this through this way, but to Yee's point, when somebody becomes a Facebook lead, like you get their contact information, they have clicked 4 to 5 times.
But
So check this out. Let's go to this ad right here, and I'll show you. I don't want to become a lead, so I'm going to stop before we become a lead or before I become a lead. Let's see. Oh, what happened to my display on Facebook? All right, let's give it a second here. Let's let this come up. And again, I just want to show everybody. Oh, wow. All right, that's kind of crazy. 1 second. Let's go back. I think my screen just blew up on me, or Facebook's being really weird. Normally, the ad's not that big. I think it might be Facebook's a little wonky. All right, let's try it one more time here. So show ad. And you can do this with your ads too in your account, no problem. Brenda, thank you for joining us. And so, okay, here we go. So here's the ad. So let's count this. So you got to click. That's 1. What's your time frame to buy? So I got to click and select. That's 2. 3. Got to 4, continue. And then to get to the single property website, I got to click one more time. That's 5 times. That is 5 clicks. So, it's easy to sit here and go, oh, Facebook leads suck. And Facebook leads are, I can tell you, Gordon does not find that to be the case. Yee does not find that to be the case. Craig Johnson does not find that to be the case. Why? Because they're generating enough leads consistently so that they know pretty much every day, 5 to 7 leads are going to be coming in. I got people to follow up with that. I left a message or they texted or emailed or called back. The AI text follow-up is working great. Yeah.
it's working phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all the pieces are here, but like cooking dinner or doing some other process orientated type of thing, if you're not going to take the time to learn it and get good and comfortable and confident and consistent with it, your results will dramatically vary and
Right.
not for the good.
Yeah. And
So
then,
real quick,
yeah, then people quit. People quit in, 2 weeks time, maybe 1.5 weeks time. That's
oh yeah,
where
yeah,
your ads just start to target the right audience. Your cost per click is going down. I'm sorry, cost per lead is going down. And then you
yep,
quit because you're like, these leads suck. No, they don't suck.
right.
You're not
So
doing it
here,
right. Trust me,
yeah,
they don't
exactly.
suck. I can tell you, they're great leads. They're
Yeah. Every
warmly
lead is not
great
great,
leads.
obviously. Yeah, not every lead. We get that. But, between Craig, Gordon, and you're finding 75 to 85% of the contact information is good.
Yeah,
So and again, a lot of times people that will sit there, oh, Facebook leads suck, or I'd never get good phone numbers. Typically, they're either going after a super old audience where all the numbers are landlines, or they're just so inconsistent and they're spending way too little
too
money.
little money.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
so for those 3 leads that they generated last week, right? 3 in a week, way too little. Yeah, one of them might have been a bad phone number, so now they're just
And the
pouring the
other
ballot.
two, they tell you to F off. So of course you're gonna be so pissed and
Oh
quit.
yeah, but when you're
I don't
generating,
blame you.
yeah, but
Yeah,
when you're generating 25 to 35 leads a week, you're gonna start having 2 to 3 conversations a week from these
right,
leads, and then that
exactly.
builds up. And I'm telling you, within about 6 to 8 weeks, you're gonna be like, oh wow. In fact, earlier, it'll happen earlier. But 6 to 8 weeks on the outside, and then you're gonna start getting closings, and you're gonna start getting buyers and sellers. So, anyways, Do you find that using Facebook login for the lead is better than not using it? Lynn, that's a little bit of a different thing because with the ads, we're using the Facebook lead form, which is completely different than the Facebook login. So the Facebook login, that's just if they click off an e-flyer, they click off a social media post, they click off of, somewhere and they land on the single property website. That form is independent of what we're talking about here. And to be honest, I don't have much of an opinion. Some people like using Facebook registration for that. Some people don't. Yeah. So I just say try both. Try whichever way you think you want to do it. But for the purposes of what we're talking about, that is completely inconsequential and doesn't even matter one iota. All right. That is like so like fine tuning that to spend too much time worrying about it, you're going to miss the bigger
It's
picture here.
inconsequential, really.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, everyone's got their opinion on how they want to do their business. I just want to make sure you're not focusing on the things that are not adding value and a lot of value because
Mm-hmm.
there's not too many real estate agents that have the luxury of money and time. Most of us have a budget we got to deal with. We got time that we got to deal with. We want
Yeah.
to be able to cost effectively, time effectively generate the leads, follow up with the leads, and to be able to have conversations and get closings from it. So, with that, real quickly here, I got to stop saying real quickly all the time. That was the one time I'll say it for the whole call.
Oh, I'm so cunning.
Oh, jeez. All right. 3 of Gordon's ads, real quick.
Poop.
5409 Dalton here. So, this one, 473 a lead. I'll read it off. It might be a little hard for you to see. I'm looking at the top row, second from the right. So 10 leads, 473 per lead. Not the greatest. 473, whatever. We let it run. I mean, 473 is not terrible.
Right.
Normally, I like to say around 4 or lower.
Yeah,
The next
Neil
list.
Zimmerman said he was running under 3, so that's great.
Yeah, no, under 3, man. And I'll tell you what, Neil, we're going to address that because I don't want you to let that ad end
Right.
and then have to restart it if it's something that you want to keep throwing money at. Keep throwing money at it. And we'll walk through that here. In fact, I did it to one of these. Here's his other ad. So we just started this last night, I believe. So 4 leads, 264.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, not bad. And then this one over here, in fact, 8 minutes ago. I'm going to refresh it. Although we're not going to hang out for it to refresh, but regardless. And then the other ad. So this one right here.
Yeah.
God, keep mousing over it and I lose it. But so the far left, Ham O'Shanter. Notice it's got $100 ad budget. So we ran it last week for $50. Performed really well. And so what I did. So Neil, this is for you. When you have an ad that's running and it's performing good, you like the leads that are coming in, there's a pencil icon. There's 3 icons here on the upper right. Click on the edit, the little pencil. I work for the builder. Nice. We'll talk about that.
Remember we said the D.
The what?
D and E. Double it and extend it.
Yes. Perfect. So we click that pencil icon, scroll down to this budget right here, budget, open that up. And I've already done this, but this was at 50 because it was, a $50 budget. And I just moved I changed 50 to 100. And, about a day or two before this ad ends, if it's still performing well, I'll come in here and change that 100 to 150. And that way, every week I'm adding 50. The ad will not end. And so Facebook is obviously showing this to a good audience, a good cost per lead. He's got good contact with the leads. And so instead of letting this ad die out and have to restart it and hopefully get a good audience for the next ad, I will just come in here. Like he said, I will double, or depending on how many times you've done it, right? Just increase the budget. And then the end date right here, I changed it from, it's going to end like on the 25th or whatever it was. And I just changed it to the 30th. And I hit update. And that way the ad won't end. I got more money. I got a great cost per lead. I got good leads coming in, and I don't have to, because every time you run an ad, you just don't
Mhm.
know.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
If you look at Gordon's here, second row, and I don't know why we display it this way, but look at the two middle little ads. So second from the left, second from the right. It generated 2 leads, $6.84 a lead.
Right.
And so I ended that ad and I reran it without changing anything else. And look at this, 323 a lead for 17 leads total. And it was the exact same thing right here. Same day. I ran these 2 ads on the same day. The next day I came back to check them out. They both were flaming. They both were just awful. I didn't get mad. I didn't waste my mental energy, complaining to the universe about why does, the universe hate me. All I did is I came in here and I turned them off and I just reran them.
Right.
8 times out of 10, that is,
That's gonna
it's
fix
almost
the
like,
problem. Yeah.
yeah, it's like plugging and unplugging the TV back in the old days, right? Your TV was all goofy, or your computer back in the day. You unplug it for a minute, plug it back in. Usually you're good to go. So
Mhm.
one thing here, hold on. So Elizabeth, if you have a house that needs a whole house renovation, do you say that up front or wait to say it on the property site? You could say it in the ad. You know, uh, builder, investor, friendly, or however you want to call that. The one thing I will say is it is up to you as the agent. Listings are inventory. You may not have the best inventory. That is your personal inventory, your personal listing. You may need to go find 1 or 2 other listings to market from other
Mhm.
agents in your office or
Yeah.
other agents in your area. All right. There's nothing wrong with marketing a listing that's price reduced, that's been on the market for 30 days. That could get you way better leads than a listing that you have that may just not, it just may
It
not be a
it
great
doesn't have
listing.
a universal appeal.
Yeah, some homes just don't, right? So
Yeah.
you may have a listing and you try a couple of different times, you change the image out, you do this or that. Nobody really is that interested in it for whatever reason. All right. And
Mhm.
I will say to Alex, I do find sometimes that new construction can suffer that fate because there's so many of them of the same unit all over the place. That said, we definitely want to try it. We definitely want to, do it, see how it works. Don't let anything I say dissuade you from
Deter
trying it
you.
out.
Yeah.
But I do want you to just be aware of, every house is unique. And that's what's so awesome about real estate, right? That's
Didn't
what's
you
so
say
amazing about.
didn't you say in the last training for new construction, it's better to specifically, market or advertise 1 unit?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So for sure, if I got new construction, I can do like a free list of new construction homes for sale, and that's fine. But usually when you market a specific listing, people can specifically see themselves in that property or one like it. And I think it's more tangible when
Yeah.
they're looking at a specific listing. Yeah. Yeah. So Lynn says, and Lynn, you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself, but not by much. So Lynn said, if we add more money to the lower cost per click ad, is it a good chance we would get more leads from it? Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know,
Cause I
our
just,
internet just went boop and came back for like 2 seconds.
who did?
Our internet just went out for 2 seconds.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Hopefully everybody can hear us okay. Uh, but yeah, so that, and then that just speaks to the idea of these ads right here, right? And that's why I like to show it to everybody, because even the ads I manage, being pretty good at it, you know, you can still have a stinker just because you had 5 or 6 ads all in a row that were great, right? It doesn't mean you won't come out one day and who knows? The Facebook algorithm, Mars in the wrong house of the sun, who knows? But all I want to make out or make to instill in all of you is don't get all bent out of shape when you got an ad performing badly. You'll just turn it off and you'll just rerun it. So with that,
Did you answer Lynn's question?
Which one?
If we add more money to the lower cost per lead
Yes.
ad.
Yeah. No, I did.
Oh, okay. Because remember the internet went out, so she might not
Oh,
know.
Lynn, did you hear my answer on that one then? If you didn't, let me know. I'll circle back to that, but I thought I did. Can everybody hear me okay and see my I tell
Yeah.
you, I look at my internet connection, it looks awful. I feel like I'm about to break any moment here. So hopefully not. All right. So now we are in Yee's account. Let's go to her ads. In fact, we might run an ad. We might run an ad for your listing up in Sutter.
Okay.
So here's what I want to point out here as well. If you look, oh my God, she's only been doing this 4 ads. She had a couple of more. She had an ad for like a pre-qual. She had an ad for VA home loans. They were coming in at $10-$30 a lead.
Yeah. Do not run custom landing pages. I've learned they don't perform well at all, not from a cost effective standpoint. Like if you want really good low cost leads, just stick to open house, just listed, or just so depending on the purpose.
Well, yeah. So what you're trying to say is the coming
Yeah.
soons, the just listed,
Yeah.
active, and open house. The for sale listings are going to be bringing in buyers and sellers
Right.
because half the buyers have a home to sell. All right. Now, maybe not all of them are going to sell their home with you, but you're going to find, I mean, the leads you're talking to, right? Quite a few of them own a home right now. One of them doesn't have a pool, so they want to buy a home with a pool, and they got a current home that doesn't. Another one owns a home that they're just outgrowing, so they want a bigger home for whatever reason.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, just
I'm
by
having a conversation with these people for sure. I know they're gonna move in the next, what, 2-3 months for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So here on Yee's ad, hopefully everybody can see this okay. Notice it's a budget of $115. And so this was another one where it was running really well. 1 or 2 days before the ad was set to end, right? I come in here every day. I just do a quick little check on the ad itself, making sure we got a good cost per lead, right? Good lead total. And just like I mentioned before to Neil's question, I clicked on edit. Let's do this one more time so everybody can see it. And then we'll go run an ad so you can see how to run an ad and some of the things to watch out for. So the idea here is I got a good producing ad and I want to add more budget to it. And I want to extend the ending date so that I stay on a really good audience path with this ad here. Again, I don't want the ad to die out if it's performing well.
Mm-hmm.
So I click edit, budget, and I would come in here. So if this is still performing really well in 3 or 4 days, I would come in here and I would go 165. And I would take the ending date and I would go, oh, that is going to end in a couple of days. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll check this tomorrow. Right. Boom, bada bing. And just right. It's like, what do they say? It's like, let the money ride. Let the money ride. All right. So let's go run an ad for a listing. So I'm going to walk through doing an ad for a listing. I'm going to walk through it twice. The first time I'm just going to be quick so you can see how it should be in a perfect world. The second time I do it, I'm going to walk through and I'll point out a few things to watch out for. So I got my listing.
Well, can you tell people how to grab a listing if they were to borrow one?
We got a couple of different ways.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in your lender account. So yes.
Yeah, go to an agent account.
Well, I can show the grab right here. This is fine. So yeah, if you don't have a listing and you're an agent, we got the thing right here. Agents have another option called My Farm Dominator. And what that will do, if you're tied to the data feed, not everybody is, but most people are, you can use the My Farm Dominator feature, pull in listings by filter that you can market, talk to your broker. We put listing courtesy of in there. We got all the proper information. Always talk to your broker if you're not sure about the applicability or the policies. Thank you, around marketing listings. one of the easy one. God, right now it's so easy to do. I would just call up an agent with the listing that's been on the market for 2 to 3 weeks, or an agent in my office, and just ask, can I market your listing to my audience? They need them sold. And it doesn't have to be the newest, shiniest listing. We've been running ads on these 2 listings. I keep thinking they're going to taper off at some point,
Yeah,
but you've had a couple of weeks of really good results.
yeah, I tell you, there are a lot of buyers out there. There definitely are.
Yeah. I mean, you're generating leads, you're getting conversations going, you've
Yeah,
had meetings with people. It's only been barely 4 ads,
yeah,
right? Only in the last 2 weeks have we been, I would say, on point with what we're doing.
yeah. Only really for the last 2 weeks, we're consistently doing it because we
Yeah.
stopped doing it for like 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just no
It,
one's fault, our fault.
and very importantly, I think Scott's going to emphasize again, 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 why you're doing this, right? Make sure you really need to do open houses at the same time. So this, with running the ads together, is going to really boost your sales. But
Yeah,
you
the
can,
ads are the tip of the spear. So
yeah,
think of the ads like an infantry, and your open house is like S3. And if you're in the military, S3 is like the battalion headquarters, right? So everyone's coming into headquarters in the out in the field. So everyone's, the infantry is coming in, the colonel is coming in, the majors are there, all the different operations people are there. And that's kind of the brains of the whole thing. And the infantry are out there, right, doing their thing. And so the open house is a lot like that. So we do want to do an open house, and the ads are going to be what's going to pull a lot of people into us. Not every ad has to be an open house, but you definitely want to be doing a part of the small group offer that I'm going to make towards the end of this call. You'll have to be doing open houses, yours or borrowed, it doesn't matter. But let's just go do an ad.
okay.
So click the green market listing button. And again, we're going to do it twice. Click Facebook and Instagram ads. And 9 times out of 10, this is what I do. She's got a few different options as a lender, but I'm just going to confirm we got the location, Sutter, California. That's great. I don't touch the radius. I got a lifetime budget of $35. We got another ad running right now at a pretty good budget. So if I put in 50, that will put us at around 125, 150 bucks for the week. That's where we want to be at. So be thinking about your combined ad budget. So here I got 2 listings, so that'll be 50. Let it run for 1 week. I don't need to change that. I look at my image. It looks great. I got a great image of the front of the property on top. I got the kitchen here. I've got the living room, it looks like, and then looks like an outdoor patio in the back. Perfect. 46 more pics. This image will get a lot of people. I don't need to change the text. I don't need to change the image. It looks great. So you'll get to the point where doing an ad should literally be you
5 minutes.
confirming location, up the budget, confirm
Nice.
the images look good, and then
Yeah.
let it run. It's not that complicated. So Neil, tell us a little bit. Tell us about your so Neil says, I always reach out to get written permission from agents listing. So how do you do that? Do you look in the MLS and say, hey, that would be a great listing. I'd love to market that listing. And do you email the listing agent? I'd love to hear on that. I'd love to share that with everybody. And I always say, talk to your broker. Holy crap. If you went to your broker and said, I really want to get serious about growing my business, and I'm going to commit to doing Facebook ads and open houses, and really in the next 8 weeks, change my business around, change my life around, become a stronger agent in this office, your broker is going to have a heart attack. Hopefully they'll live, right? Hopefully they won't die. And if they don't die, then they will help you out. They will help you approach another agent. They will help you find another agent from another company if you need to. Your broker would love you. All right. And now that you got the confidence and the know-how, it'll be awesome. So Lynn says, I look for ones that are my broker. We're allowed to use other listings.
Oh,
Yeah. And so once you've done a couple of of borrowing listings, whatever, how you're going to do it, it's easy, right? And a lot of times you'll get to where you'll know the agents, and you'll know you can ask them and they're going to say yes. I think it's just in the first couple you do is a little bit more nerve wracking. All right, now we're going to change things up, and I'm going to pretend there's a problem. Again, I'm going to confirm location. All right, Sutter. Don't touch the radius, right? I got the $50 budget pre-filled, but the only thing that is wrong or can be wrong typically is the image is going to be like 4 images of the front of the house. Last week I was helping an agent out, and she had like front of the house up here, front of the house here, a front door, and then a staircase. Very, very not optimal. Not optimal for a Facebook ad image.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you'll get that when, if you just think about it, like, really?
I've seen a lot of the front cover page where the driveway is massively long. I don't know why. I've seen a lot of those. You may
Yeah.
want to consider adjusting that driveway.
You know, it's actually interesting.
I don't know what. Yeah.
If we go back to the ad section, let me do right click, open in a new tab. I believe even on that other listing that is actually performing really, really well.
There's a massive driveway too.
There is, but you know what? I edited, whatever. I cropped. That's the word I want. I cropped the image. So imagine the whole image. Yeah, and it was like house was in the back and the driveway, and it had the street, and then it had the house next door to it. So I cropped it to where you can't see the sidewalk, you can't see the street. I didn't want to get too close because then it's just like, whoa, it's like a little bit too close to the camera. But before the image in the MLS, right, the image that came through, man, that house was so far in the back. And that's one of the common things that you'll find sometimes. That happened to a few of Gordon's listings, where your listing will sit on a beautiful piece of property, like beautiful land. And so the photographer, it's a beautiful shot if it was hanging on my wall. But in a Facebook ad, when we're trying to get people to click, that piece of art is not going to get people to click through. So you may find, and get into the mastermind group, right? Put a link, put a screenshot, let us see what you're looking at. But you may find that you want to crop that image just a little bit to pull the home forward, and not you don't need to show the street. I don't need to show the sidewalk. I want to show the home, and I want it to look, and I want it to look great. So anyways, that's just, I thought I would share that because garage door, driveway, and this is still a fair amount, but it was so much worse before. So much worse. All right. Oh, you know what? I didn't. One more thing I want to mention here.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right. So I was talking about how the images in here may not be optimal, and you want to change them out. So I want to show the front of the house typically on the top, just like we got right there. The bottom left, I want to show the kitchen. Bottom center, the living room, maybe an outdoor space, maybe an outdoor kitchen, a backyard. A deck could be good. A living room could be good. And then one more similar picture here to the far right. So that we're showing the 4 best views of that property, not 4 random weirdo, the same image 4 times. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't have designer in your titles, but as real estate agents, you are a jack of all trade. And I think it's not too much to ask you all to pay attention to the images in here. And then if you need to change it, because I had a peanut butter cookie before the call. No, oh my God, I'm getting my braces off tomorrow.
Oh, exciting. Yay.
8:30 in the morning. I'll be at the, so there's no call tomorrow morning for anybody here on this call. Tomorrow morning, I'm getting my braces off after like a year and a half of wearing them. I'm so excited. I'm going to have like shiny white teeth, hopefully. We'll see. So if you need to change an image in here, click change template. If you're using a unallowed template, like this one or any of these where your picture is on there. I don't want that. I don't let Yi do it. I don't let Gordon do it. I don't let anybody do it because we are selling the house. Your picture is in the Facebook profile that is right at the top. All you need to do to change out the image is click edit right here. So as soon as that thing pops up, click the edit, and now I can change out any image in here. So, and the most common thing is, excuse me, the most common thing is where like the 4 images in that template are all of the front of the house, and the house might be too far back in the image. And as you can imagine, if you're looking at this, imagine that the home in this top image here was really small. And as I'm scrolling down the Facebook feed and I see your
Mhm.
ad and I can't even make out the house, probably not going to click it, right?
Right,
It's
right.
just like, oh, it's a beautiful yard, whatever. And then if I got 4 pictures, all of the front of the home, I'm just going to be like, man, that's just a really weird photo. So, yeah. And don't use carousel. That was another one of the guy last night, right? The email from the guy last night, he didn't tell me. One of the first ad he did was carousel. The second ad he did was a video. The third ad he did was the custom audiences. I was like, dude, like every ad, you got like another F. Like you somehow figured out how to overcomplicate
Yeah,
everything.
you gotta give them credit. Like, I don't even
Oh,
know for most Asian, they don't have run carousels, video ads,
oh
custom
yeah.
audiences
Oh yeah.
too.
Super smart guy, really good
Mhm.
looking, super smart. Yeah, I almost think he's like maybe French or British or something. I don't know. He kind of has a European look to him. Uh, but I can tell he's super smart. And I was like, dude, put your brains to other uses. Leave this alone. All right.
Right.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
And
I
use
know
it.
there are people in real estate that love to overcomplicate things. They can sell you more things and they can charge you more money. Uh, Gordon is keeping it simple. Craig is keeping it simple. Yi is keeping it simple. It's not that hard. And that's really, because
That's
again,
it.
you don't add locations. You're not going to,
Don't change
unless
the
you
radius,
don't
up
change the
the budget,
radius, just, yeah, up the budget.
have some
Once you
good
get,
photos,
yeah, good photos. I
and
will
keep
say with
an
new
eye on your
construction,
budget, right?
I'm sorry.
Keep an eye on your budget on a daily basis,
Yeah, keep an eye on the budget.
and then
Uh,
follow up.
Turn off the bad ads,
Yeah.
double down on the good ads. Uh, Always have another listing or 2 for the next week in mind. And you can, as you see here with Yi and as you saw with Gordon, hey, I'm telling you, man, if some of those listings are just cranking it for you, hey, I don't know how long you can go. Can you go for a month? Maybe. I mean, look
Yeah.
at this one here, right? This was the first one we did, and it was like May 26th or May 25th to June 1st, 370 a lead. Then we ran it again 2 weeks later, 277 a lead.
Yeah, it was good.
Right,
There was one
25
week it was
leads.
like under $2.
26, yeah, 25. And and now we just ran it again for the third time. This ad right here, right? The same listing, 611. We got 9 leads at 618 a lead, which is awful. And then, and I turned it off right away. And so I reran this ad on like the 13th because I started on the June 11th, as you can see there, 611.25. And it was coming in at $6 a lead. So I just turned it off. Oh, no, 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 no. This is the one that spent the whole thing without me realizing. I should have turned it off. Yeah. For whatever reason, I didn't. Normally, 9 times out of 10, I would have I don't know why I didn't turn it off before, but because now, look at
Yeah,
this, 274 lead, same
yeah.
listing. I did change out the photos. You can see over here on the far right, I got different photos on the bottom row. I don't know if that mattered or not. Maybe it did. But yeah, now I'm at 274 and I've already extended the ad once and we may extend it again. We'll see.
You
So,
know, one of the agents on the call was asking about the AI text follow-up. You wanna say something to that?
yes. So Yes. When you get done running your ad, and if you're not signed up for it, or if you go to the leads page, you will see. I don't want to open up the leads page.
Yeah.
Where else? Where else is it in the account? Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me just do this real quick. Let me log in on my other monitor. I'm on my other monitor right now. Let me go because I can real quickly do a screenshot
And just
and
bring it over here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let me see here. No, you know what? Nah. But just go to the leads page because she's already got it turned on. So it's not going to show me the sign up. But in your listings to leads account, click on leads. And what it is it's a quick little setup. Like you're going to pick a name, Alex, blah, 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 whatever. Right. So you'll pick a name for your AI assistant. There's like 15 to 20 names to choose from. You're going to confirm the intro message. It's literally like that. It's like that quick. It's half off right now. So I think you get 50 conversations. It's like $1 a conversation. We
Yeah.
only send good phone numbers. So if it's a bad phone number, a landline, it won't count.
Yeah.
So
It will
these are
disqualify it. Yeah.
yeah,
I've just to tell you how great all my ads were running because I ran out of the 50 conversations. Like
yeah.
I had to upgrade today.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Let me screenshot this. I can bring this over. And it is actually so right here you can see. So this is from Yee's account. 9 qualified, 35 in conversation, and 30 unqualified. Which, because I'm not an auditor, that just looks awful to me. But when you get 9 qualified AI leads, now this doesn't mean they're all going to buy, right? But what it means
Well,
is
that's 15%, isn't it?
that's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
that's 60, 74, 9 out of 74. And I'll tell you, just because someone's unqualified, all that means is that they said remove or they didn't want to talk to the AI text.
Right.
I would
You can still
still
call
follow.
them. They still get your emails. And if you
Yep.
check regularly, I'm like, oh, this person just opened my down payment assistance email. Oh, this
Yeah.
person opened my USDA. And this
Yeah.
person opened, like you can see the activities through the emails, from listings leads follow-up system.
Yeah.
So the
Make
engagement is still
sure.
happening.
Yeah. Make sure you got your listings to leads follow up turned on. Uh, make sure you got your leads going to where you want them. So if you got another CRM that's dialed in, I want you to make sure that you got it going to your CRM because I want you following up with the leads the easiest way possible for you. If you don't have good email follow up, yeah, definitely, like you said, check ours because
Yeah,
great.
maybe
Yeah, go ahead.
can you show in the profile where they need to have that forward email to the CRM? Because I didn't do it the
Or
first
connect.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. If you go to profile down here, and then we'll do a quick little mention on open houses. And then we do the open house training, obviously, every week. So I don't need to talk too much about that. But I do want to mention it in context. CRM right here. So in the profile, CRM integration. And then here are all the CRMs we integrate with. If your CRM is not on this list, they will have what is called a lead forwarding email address. You just grab it from your CRM,
Pop in
put it
here.
right
Yeah,
there, click save, and then your
there you
leads
go.
will go to your CRM. And you can use tags. There's a couple of different types of tags that you can use to make sure those leads actually get into a follow-up plan automatically. That's the goal. We don't want any abandoned leads. All right.
Mhm. So
Every
Lynn,
lead is precious.
Lynn has a quick question.
Mhm.
Is there a way you can add price change in the status section so we can run ads on houses that prices have dropped?
Yeah. So Lynn, let's say here, let me show you. So let's say there's a price reduction either from a data feed or I go in myself manually and I would click edit. So right here, edit. I assume you know that because you were talking about it. And when I do this, check this out. If I were to, in fact, didn't this home have a price drop?
Yeah.
The one in Roseville or the one in Sutter?
The one in Roseville. Actually, they
The one
both
in
did.
Roseville? What's the current price now?
659, something like that.
Oh, so it is. Okay, let me check. Well,
Yeah.
it's listed at 659. Len, 1 second. I'm gonna answer
I
your
know the
question.
one Sutter got a price drop too.
So 659, and then
It
let's
was
see
price cut.
Sutter. Because then I can just show you exactly if I got a I just can't remember if I already made the price drops or not. Let's just see here. Realtor.com
This is 349.
467 599.
Yeah. Oh, 467. Yeah, there was a price drop on this one too.
Oh, right here. Perfect. Okay. So Lynn, right here, 479. I'm gonna click edit. And you tell me the price again. What's the new price?
479699.
479
Yeah.
699.
Yeah. Is that right?
47. That's what an odd number. No, 4675. Oh my God.
Oh, so sorry. I'm like,
You're killing me.
what is that? Artistic? Oh my gosh. Oh my
Wow.
God.
All right. So the lower price is 467,599.
Okay.
Now watch what happens. So price reduction could have been from a data feed, could have been done manually. Hit save, and now it will automatically add a price reduced. And I think I can change it. Let me see here real quick. So Neil says, and thank you, Neil. So to the question of how do you go about borrowing listings? So Neil says he sends an email via the MLS, and then he will call them after a few days if they don't respond. Yeah, I think that's perfect. And Cindy, I would just say, and you can ping me later to check your account. You're not spending enough money probably. There's something else going on, and it's usually you're just not generating enough money, or you got a really bad. I don't say really bad, but it could be a bad listing, like I mentioned earlier, if it's to a really old audience. But did I press? Did it already save, or did I do? Oh, it did. I'm sorry, I completely missed it. I was sitting there talking. So now I see where it says price reduced, and the ad will actually say price reduced. The e-flyer, everything will say price reduced. Yeah. Now, if I don't want it to say price reduced, let's say I do a price reduction, but I don't want it to say it.
You just
I can change it right there, custom status banner. And then B, I could also come down here and right here, see where it says the price? And now there's a price reduced checkbox. I could uncheck that and it will take the price reduction out. And so, open houses can be a little bit weird because, like, well, do I want to market the open house or do I want to market price reduction? What I want to do is market open house, but say open house, price reduced, like that. That's how I like to do it. Yeah. But no, people are not, as a general
I don't
rule.
think the developer will put wrong numbers to get your information. No.
Yeah. I mean,
I've had one bad number because the guy was yelling at me. Like,
oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah.
No,
That's really it.
So yeah, of all the leads you've had 68,
66
74,
leads. Yeah.
60 some odd leads, only been a couple of bad phone numbers.
Yeah, right.
So, I would try to find another listing to advertise. So maybe it's that listing. All right. Maybe it's on the wrong side of the railroad tracks. I don't know. I did have another client that I was working with as well. Man, I just, yeah. Anyways. All right. So Cindy, yeah, I would make sure you're spending enough money, because there's nothing like getting a few good leads in where you actually have a conversation to make those few bad leads where there was bad phone numbers just disappear. Right. Gordon, he probably gets 5 to 7 leads a day, and he's probably getting 1 or 2 bad phone numbers. Maybe 1 or 2 bad emails. But I know he even told me after a month and a half, 2 months of doing this, he was still above 75% good contact information. So, yeah. All right. What else? So we talked. All right. So keep in mind, and I gave you all the link to the interviews. Hopefully, every day I talk to people that still haven't heard my talk about that. Make sure you watch both of those interviews. All right. This link right here, I put this into the chat. Hopefully, you've already seen all of these. You know, they're great interviews, to be honest with you. I'm not great in them, but listening to our clients talk, and this one again was with Craig Johnson. Great interview. And then we had Gordon Day. And the beautiful thing is, what we're talking about right now, what we're training on right now, is exactly what both of them did. What Yi is doing right now is exactly what they did. So we know after 2 weeks, your pipeline is just, I hate the word blowing up, but your pipeline is very strong for
Right.
being someone that's only been back at it for two-ish weeks, right? You did not have her mortgage license active. Well, it was active, but you were not actively being a lender for 20 years, 15 years.
But just essentially starting fresh. Yeah.
Yeah. So after 15 years,
I want to
about,
test the system.
yeah. So, been back at it for about a month, been seriously doing what you need to do for the last 2 weeks. And your pipeline, in the beginning, it was almost a little nervous, right? It's like, oh my God, how am I going to get people to talk to? How da da da? And it was just like, man, finding good listings, finding good agent partners as a lender, running consistent, getting the reps on the follow up in, making sure to have the AI text follow up initiate. And let's talk about that briefly, because again, it's super simple. It is great to have the AI text follow up either from listings to leads or your CRM if you've got it. You want that going, so that way, no matter what happens, the follow up is going to start.
Yeah.
You should
There are people
also,
will engage with you, not right away, but I have people engage with AI text follow-up, like
you were saying
literally 10 days.
earlier,
10
like,
days.
say again,
After 10 days, they start engaging with the text follow. So you just don't know when people are gonna pay attention or wanna talk to AI. So that's
but
why
weren't you talking to Craig earlier and you said something about like somebody, maybe it was that one, like from 2 weeks ago, the lead
yeah,
you generated. Was that one?
yeah. I
And that's where
probably like
the in conversations, I showed you that screenshot of, Yee's leads that were qualified, in conversation, and unqualified. Those in conversations, it seems like that's a little bit like, oh my God, are they ever going to do anything? And then next thing you know, somebody from 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago pops up. It's like, holy
right.
crap, I thought they were dead in the
You thought they
water.
were dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why
So,
I do not turn off the AI text follow-up. They're gonna
correct.
tell you, remove me right away, or if they don't, they have that intention. They just wanna, at some point, I might need her service. So
Yeah. And the AI text is going to re-engage with them.
y
It follows a similar
yeah.
cadence to a lot of agents where, except it doesn't stop, like
Okay,
most agents. So in the beginning,
we're
it's like,
already
what?
53 minutes into it. I just wanna leave a few minutes for you to talk about your small group you wanna
Yeah.
offer. But before that, can you, respond to Brandon's question? Can you use your MLS CRM here in Houston?
That I do, I know we get the Houston listings from her. So if your account is not getting the listings in automatically, make sure to get with support. I don't know what the CRM is. So maybe get with our support team or just ask them, because most will have it. Ask your CRM provider, whoever it is, about the lead forwarding email address. Click on the profile and then just add it where I showed a little bit earlier, and get with support to help you.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, with the success we've had with Gordon, with Yi, Craig is still doing very good. I want to offer 5 people. All right, you're going to pay $300, which would be for 3 months. So 300 total, not 300 a month, 300 total. And what we'll do, if you're interested, DM me on Facebook. And the idea is going to be where, like, twice a day, I'm going to make myself available on StreamYard just for the people in the small group. Maybe like a half hour mid morning and a half hour mid afternoon. I can get Vince on it with me, so make sure that we got really good coverage with that, where we will look at your ads together. We'll talk through your follow-up together. If we have a bad ad, we'll help you get a good ad. You'll have to do open houses. So if you're just refusing to do open houses, then don't bother asking about it. You'll have to have a good CRM and know how to use your CRM. I guess you could use listings to leads. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really, the only thing is you got to commit. So you got to commit to a few things. 500 a month minimum on ads, 500 to 600. I know so many of you spend so much money in so many worse ways on some random YouTube 3-day thing for $1,500 or whatever, right? Some
Or
online,
coaching call. Or coaching call.
yeah, $250 coaching call for
$575 an hour. Yeah, something like that.
whatever. You're only paying me $300 for 3 months. So we're going to do this for 3 months. Every day we're going to, during the weekdays, right? We'll have check-ins. I want to see your ads. I want to help you with your cost per lead. We want to talk about the follow-up that you're doing. And we're going to talk about doing open houses, all right? Making sure you're doing open houses, because the open house, that is where we can start meeting people. We can do just ads and probably be totally fine. But when we do the open houses and we can start meeting the people that come through, right? You'll see Gordon Day's comments on the blog post I gave you a little bit earlier, how the ads and the open houses just are so symbiotic and can blow up your business in like 8 to 10 weeks. So Joan, to be honest, Joan says, I would love to, but I'm not there yet. The only thing that you really need to be able to
be there, be here.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, even
you
like
need
with
to be
you,
mentally here, Joan.
yeah. So like I said, 500 to 600 a month on the ad budget, 125 minimum, 150 maximum, hopefully. Like I said, the ability to do open houses, right? 1 a week for the month. That's going to be 12 open houses. And I'm telling you, whoever does this, whether you're doing a couple of deals a month already or 4 to 5 deals a month, we'll take you to 7 or 8 a month. If you're doing 1 to 2 or 1 to 2 a month, we'll take you to 3 or 4 a month. All right. That's the goal here. So if there's any of you that want to do that, go ahead and DM me on Facebook. You can find me in the mastermind group. Scott, where are you? And I will reach out to you. All right. Neil, Lynn, Brenda, everybody else, anything that we didn't say yet?
Did we cover all the questions? Did we talk about the new construction? I think we did, right?
Talk about what?
The new construction. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say about new construction is if you are running ads for new construction and it's not working well for you, get to the mastermind group, right? Post a screenshot or post a link and let me take a look at it. A lot of times with new construction, the images are god awful. The images are not good. And when I point it out to you, you'll get what I'm talking about. So, but not every one of them. And what I find is I would rather you just go take your own photos of new construction. That is usually better than the garbage that, well, I shouldn't say that, but then what?
Yeah, because they're all the same. It's almost like a drawing of some sort. It's never looks like it's not even built.
Yeah, the way they wash them out, and then oh my god, yeah, heaven forbid you get those line drawings, and so now you're using like a line drawing or a model representation.
Yeah,
they just never work that well.
Yeah,
they just don't, because people see it. It just looks like some AI weird image, and so these new construction drawings, they normally don't do that great. Yeah, Brenda,
yeah, you got a participant. Somebody wants to DM you. Brenda, she's like, I do open house every week.
Yeah, and so I'll tell you, and I went to 3 open houses this weekend. Not one of them had a sign in. Oh no, one of them had a sign in, but it was a legal piece of paper where everyone did one line, which was so just unsecure. Uh, yeah, not any of the three really did that great of a job, right? So when
Okay.
you follow our open house training
I think.
and we flip your open houses to becoming a buyer and seller showcase, not a 3 hour waste of time. All right. Your time has got to be worth 150 to 250 an hour. So to sit there and do an open house where you're just kind of randomly talking to a few people, that's the biggest waste of most people's time in the industry. And we're going to flip that for you and make the open houses like they are for Gordon, where you're getting buyers and selling opportunities pretty much from every single open house he does.
Yeah.
All right.
So just have Brenda email you then.
Yeah, Brenda, just email me, Scott, SCOTT, at listings2leads.com. So, yeah, anybody
I
here that
think we're
can't
good.
DM, what's that?
I think we are good.
I think so. Yeah, it's not overly complicated. So, Joan, thank you so much. Yeah, I can't wait. It's been a year and a half, and I started doing more of these calls, and I was like, God, let me just get my teeth fixed. So this will be the big reveal. So tomorrow morning, there's no call.
Review.
We canceled it, right? I know, but we got to 5 o'clock tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow we're doing lead follow up.
Oh
So
wow.
you're going to talk the most on that one.
Oh my God. Oh, people, thank you so much for stick around for this long, all of you guys. And we want you guys to be all very successful at this. So go home, watch the videos, and start doing the Facebook ads and do it right. Can't wait
Yeah,
to hear
and
your
get to the
success
yeah,
story.
get to the mastermind group, right? I'm
Yeah.
always there. Vince is in there sometimes. Yee's in there sometimes, but we'll be there to help you out. And again, if you want to get part of that small group opportunity, ping me. What we've done for a few people now, I wanted to expand it to a few more people. Right? Again, it'll be 5 people max, and I'll hold your hand for about 3 months. Probably after about 2 months, you're going to be like, dude, I'm good, right? But whatever it is, we want to make sure that you have great success. So with that, have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon.
Can you pass the link for the call tomorrow? Or where did they get a link?
Go to leadgenwebinars.com, leadgenwebinars.com. If you go to leadgenwebinars.com like that, it'll take you to the training page. And here you can see this was from today. This is the call that you're on right now. And then tomorrow, the only call we have is tomorrow afternoon. And we're going to be talking new leads and old leads. So it's not just old leads only. We're going to just be talking about lead follow-up in general. All right. Thank you much, everybody. Have a great weekend or great weekend. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a good night.